I'm going to go farm anything. You have to just play aggressive. And if they can get this lane set up, they get the Bat Rider versus the Timber, it used to be incredibly strong. And you just end up like taking over the matchup like at like level 3 or 4. You kind of just force the Timber out of lane. So we'll see. Meles, he is that master tier Bat Rider, so has to be very comfortable with this matchup. And we'll see. I think this is a very nice aggressive draft kind of coming out from both sides. VP always goes for safe lanes, though. They're always really, really safe about how they do set them up, never really picking just a losing lane straight up. They're always going to be able to fight back. So we're going to get lots of fights, Owen.
Sure. So in that sense, do you think VP won't let it be sort of like a Timber versus Bat setup? They'll change something, whether it be having support backup for the Timber or just not having that matchup at all?
I think they'll probably change things. I think they may even just like put the Lion behind the Timber, because that completely changes the whole matchup. If Timber starts to get away with a couple levels, then it starts to be able to like a +1, and Timber's damage is actually pretty significant versus Bat Rider. As you have to remember, you are quite high strength gain, so it does, you know, it's still painful, you know. Sure, it's not your main attribute, but it still is going to be painful whenever you get hit from these spells from that Whirling Death in particular.
See, VP setting up there, see if they can find something, but PuckChamp not going to walk into the trap that VP tried to set. And we'll see.
And it is going to be the tri lane.
Okay. So when it comes to that, does Meles stay down here, or they'll have to switch it up, or will he just sort of sack the tough lane?
Ooh, he might just have to sack it, but then you're picking Bat Rider in a place where he's not going to be dominating lane, and that's where the hero overall has shown his weaknesses, and that's why he's like not really picked so much. So these early aggressive wards, I think, is really crucial for VP. They get the setup they want, the Jug versus Bat with Witch Doctor, and they bring the Lion top DM. He saved his TP too. He Timber chained across the map to get up here, so he'll have a TP if he'd like to move in case they do. And he'll just have to accept with the fact that he's going to have a bit of a tough start on the Timber.
Sure, but with that in mind, that Meles against a Jug Witch Doctor is going to have an infinitely worse time.
Yeah, as soon as those boots come out, I think we're going to see Nightfall. Epileptic is just going to rush those up immediately so that those boots on the Bat will be counteracted. And they're just going to chase him out. They're not going to really let him play on the wave. They're going to power deny.
I mean, what
so that's going to be a problem.
Was it? Did he just go pull the small camp? I mean, he can't, right? So it's blocked as well, right?
Can't?
Yeah.
Yeah, both sides have done a good job
out, VP,
of blocking.
So I mean, we'll see. As you said, you know, Master Tier Bat, maybe he is going to be able to show us how this hero can work, even if you do have a bad start. Even though, as you say, the recovery methods of this hero have just been shut down completely with the nerfs.
Yes, they have been. He gets boots, and he instantly brings out Windlace with his first set of gold. So he's just trying to get that movement speed so he can counteract the Jugs boots that are coming out. Might end up working for him. Might actually get a little bit down here, but we do see DM. He's also starting to get some stuff top, even though the pull is blocked. The lane it pushed in. They just made like a couple extra like last hit mistakes that causes it to go into his favor.
And this top lane with the tri lane, they have PuckChamp. Is there much kill potential against these two heroes, or are VP able to deal with this aggression? You know, this sort of the kill hungry tri lane that PuckChamp do have.
They should be able to get kills on DM, but it's going to be, you know, if Save isn't in position to get the stun, because he's got a good way to be able to bail him out. If he just connects like a single stun, he's going to be able to Timber chain out on DM. So they should be protected as long as Save doesn't get out of position, pretty much. How's our mid lane? Going pretty good for Desperate. It was Boranya, right? I'm not mistaken that.
No, Boranya's a different team, right?
Oh, maybe I am confusing myself completely. I'm sorry about that. I thought I clicked on his profile and he renamed for some reason.
No, this Desperate. Okay. Desperate's Desperate, as far as I'm aware now. Yeah, a lot of sort of names that people just won't be familiar with. You know, I think sort of their first real showing, a lot of these players, was that lower division last season. So really getting to see if they can prove themselves here.
Okay. Well, he's doing really well mid. He's actually doing excellent versus that Void Spirit at the moment, dominating the matchup.
Yeah, well, because what did you see? Because I mean, a lot of tip players do like to name themselves other players when they're playing pubs.
I thought I thought he played with them last time, but maybe I'm just totally confused right now.
Yeah, Branya. Yeah, we'll check afterwards. But no, Branya's on another squad. I'm like 99%.
Because I thought he played the Beastmaster for them one of the games that they did play. I might be totally confusing myself. Either way, Desperate. He's having an excellent time in the mid lane. Wraith King also with this tri lane. He's having a good start. Same thing for the Jug. So kind of similar on both sides at the moment. Timber just getting a little more than the Bat. And Timber overall, he will have ways to bail himself out. I'm really wondering how this Bat is going to end up working out.
Sure, it's 5 CS at 3 minutes in. I mean, as you said, this is what's going to happen when he's against the lane that he's against. But PuckChamp, they didn't try and change up the lanes. They accepted it when it got handed to them. So they have decided to work with this. And yeah, Melez is going to have to show us some sort of magic. And if he can make the hero work in this situation, then teams, they got to respect the Melez bat if he can make something happen after being set up for a very rough start.
Yeah, he's just going to start doing some jungling, so he will be able to kill these. It's going to be a little bit slow, but he does have at least 6 stacks up on it, so he'll get something at the very least. He'll have to use like his whole mana pool to kill this camp. But mid is, they're even tipping Desperate. Like, they know how well his lane is going. He actually pushed GPK out almost of the entire lane. He has pretty much every single one of the CS. I actually don't think he's missed much of anything.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't think he has.
I think 36 would be perfect, right? So he's only missed 1 creep so far on the Mars.
Let's see if, have they got any sort of potential to make a move on GPK when Desperate hits the 6? I guess it's hard, right? Void Spirit's always going to be able to jump out. They don't have an instant catch really on the lineup. A lot of very telegraph spells that GPK will be able to avoid.
It will be hard for them to catch GPK throughout most stages until they do have, like, if he does go for Yules on Desperate, which is probably going to be the case this game, or high chance that he does, since he's versus both the Timber and the Void Spirit. He can set up some nice quick spears. DM, though, is getting the levels. So he's hit level 4, feeling very strong now with level 2 reactive, but they're going on him. He's got backup, though.
He does. He's got a lot of backup. Kingslayer coming over as well. They'll get the cask down onto the Wraith King. Crit's in trouble. He's going to pop pretty low here to the Maledictix. In fact, he's
going
dead.
Down.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to keep himself alive, as that is going to be first blood, taking down Crit and also taking down Astral TM. A tower hits are coming in, but he's got the Salve ready to go, and he's able to walk away alive as VP take down the 2. Smart moves, just making sure that they've got Kingslayer in position and ready to fight back against PuckChamp's tri-lane.
Great move by him. Like, he actually walks up there, saves his TP, gets that kill set up, TP's bottom. Now he's with the Jug in case the Batrider does start to lane again. And this is the problem about that, that Batrider. You're forced to jungle, which Jug has freedom, so supports have freedom. Mid, though.
They're going to have to snowball, but Desperate, he's very low. We'll pop the Fairy Fire. And now they're actually looking to turn. They've trapped GPK in the arena. Has GPK got any measure to jump out? In fact, he's going to try and get back in onto Desperate, but further backup comes in. They bring down GPK and keep Desperate alive. Oh, and now Save.
Great play from Astral.
He's going to have enough damage for this. Won't be quite enough even with the urn. So Save will manage to walk away. But yeah, what a snowball save. I mean, it was a smooth move from VP to open up, but PuckChamp prepared.
Such quick reaction from the Tusk, really. Just if he's not there at that exact moment, it's a kill.
Oh,
so he does get the save, and now bottom, Mars with Melez.
Nice pin to the tree here with a spear.
Oh, the cast though, and Nightfall is here.
Yeah, they can't poke too hard at the Jug.
Oh, the sticky. Ooh.
Kingslayer. He's going to go down. The Omni Slash, last 2 bounces not working in Nightfall's favor as Melez. He's going to be fine. Great
spears. Great plays from Melez, too, just using the sticky rather than just using like any of his spell damage, the sticky. And now he's got Lasso, too.
He's going to look for save. He's got him.
Kill.
Drag him back into the Firefly. Another kill for him. So despite the tough start, I mean, Melez getting 2 kills already down here, 7.5 minutes in. Looking very nice.
He's quite farmed, too. He's almost level 7. That's pretty huge. 800 gold on top of the bottle and the boots and the windlace. Not too shabby. And there is a change that did happen. Batrider overall was nerfed, but lasso damage was actually increased. So when you do get those early lassos, it is quite strong with your sticky.
GPK.
That's Desperate.
So if they got the damage, yeah, but the Maledict, there's going to be very little they can save, and they'll buy him some time in the snowball. Actually, is that enough to save him against the ticks of damage?
Okay.
It is. Another nice move from Astral. Astral keeping his mid covered multiple times now on the Tusk.
And that one's not a snowball just instantly. He snowballs to the left onto the creep wave, dude, pulls him out of any type of aggressive move. Great plays from Astral.
Looking very nice. I mean, all things said and done, 8 minutes in, you're keeping the net worth level with VP. You're feeling pretty good about yourselves here, PuckChamp, with this opening.
Especially with like a Batrider pick, right? The Bat who is getting little to nothing ends up making it work throughout this laning phase. He's going to have boots of travel at a pretty good time. It's already level 7. It's like he wasn't even in that sack lane.
this is huge stuff for them. Absolutely showing what Melez can do on a hero that pretty much the entirety of the offlaners you'll see here in pretty much all the regions, they're not going to want to pick Bat. And especially if they knew if any of the offlaners knew they had to play it into the matchup, the Melez has had to. But he's not fed. He's got farm and he's having a game.
He's trying to actually make a move on to save. Nightfall this time is around in the area. This time he might have bitten off a little more than he can chew, but he's actually still a Firefly, so he can go back onto the side into the trees and he'll be okay.
Nicely done.
Very nice.
I mean, he's no longer sort of this hero that they can just step up and kill. Especially with Desperate heading over. Desperate's coming in with a haste rune. Top lane, DM and Kingslayer will manage to get the jump onto Ducalis. Mid lane, GPK. He's out in time. Not enough catch to control him.
DM is going to be a big problem for them, though. Melez is going to have to be that solution for the Timbersaw in particular in this game, because other than that, he's got an excellent matchup in this game. DM, the early pick Timbersaw versus Wraith King, Mars, and Tusk. It's pretty damn good for the Timber.
Now, I guess the one thing that could be a little irritating for him, as we've seen, is that Phantom's Embrace. If he's able to get it in when the Chakram's out, he's going to have team members about. Otherwise, he's going to be very limited in how he can fight back.
They're going to hit him here. They should be able to bring him down. Also a tag team, level 3 tag team with the spear, with the Mars, with everyone.
Yeah, if they can get the silence on him, he's probably going to die. As they've got the
no stacks either.
Silence out straight away, and no struggle at this point of the game. If they have that sort of, as you said, just the damage buff up from the tag team and the control from the silence of the Phantom's Embrace. When he's alone, he will be a free kill at this early point of the map. So, again, smooth moves from PuckChamp. They'll also be able to get back over towards mid, and we'll look to push back this pressure from VP.
Ooh. If Melez gets a good Flame Break knockback into a lasso instantly, that's just a dead GPK right there with Desperate following up with the spear. He tries for it, doesn't quite connect, but they will stop the push.
Seeing Crit. Very good farm on the Wraith King. 2,900 into the Radiance. He's going straight for the Radiance rush this game. No armlet. And it's going to pay off. The Relic very likely to be done before VP can make an active move against him.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. I think I'm okay with him just going Radiance because he has this full free lane. Doesn't want to go for some small in-between item. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Nightfall also, he's going to go full greed. He's going for Battle Fury. So both going to be able to match themselves in that farm potential as the game does progress.
Yeah.
Bottom, Melez.
To get the Firefly off again, is he able to move over the trees and far enough away? Oh, the slash bounces the wrong way! Oh, Melez just casually tanks 2 ultimates and walks off. Oh, that's got to feel bad for Nightfall and Save. They just can't kill the bat down here, even with the finger and the Omni Slash. Melez gets away.
I actually cannot believe that he survives there. We'll give it to the Arcane Ring armor, that 2 armor, giving him a little bit more survivability versus the right clicks. Yeah.
I mean, Melez, it's, he'll tell you that was skill. That's the power of the Master Tier bat. He can make the Omni Slashes go back towards the creeps. I mean, he's going to have a big grin on his face, I'm sure, after being able to walk away like that.
Yeah. Maybe a slight mistake there if Nightfall maybe spins instead of using the Omni. Perhaps they have enough, but that's not the case.
They're going to try and get a fight going here. And at this stage, they do have... Oh, do they? The silence isn't going to last long enough. He's still alive. Healing Ward's down. They couldn't quite kill him off this time round. As DM's fine, backup comes in as they'll lose Desperate. They will manage to find Kingslayer in return. DM, they're still trying to focus him. He's actually going to miss the Timber Chain. The Firefly does come to an end. Melez trying to stack up the Napalm. Get the Flame Break out on the 2 of them. Remnant grab onto Astro, but Astro, Crit, and Melez, they're still good to continue to push back VP. They won't be able to find anything more than the Witch Doctor, those.
Wow.
I thought they'd have him, but they didn't quite. That time round, DM does live. And then, of course, that makes it a whole lot messier for PuckChamp.
I can't believe VP scurries away with it. I'm so surprised they only lose Kingslayer there. I really thought at least the Lion or somebody else would go down, but Save is so patient. I've watched him a lot of times now on this Lion. He just keeps waiting for multi-hero stuns rather than just throwing his stun and just whiffing it or maybe only getting one. He waits for the multi-hero ones, and it actually ends up saving himself and a couple of his teammates perhaps from the big hit that PuckChamp hits. And now VP, they're not as cooldown reliant. They're going to look to pay back immediately.
Well, they are. And PuckChamp aren't quite ready for this sort of quick movement. off the back of the last fight as they catch Desperate by surprise.
And an instant D-ward too. So the kill into a D-ward into potentially pressuring the tower too. Nice hit from VP.
Yeah, this is where it gets a bit scary for PuckChamp. You know, you've had this nice opening. You made some first good solid moves, but now VP, they've got their items online, these early sort of skirmishing items, and they're ready to bring the action to you. And you've got to be ready for it. You can't afford to make mistakes. Any mistakes now, VP is going to fully capitalize on them to get further and further ahead.
Yeah, if they commit onto DM, they have to fully commit. This Hood is going to make things a lot more difficult since he had that last fight, and he's going to get enabled up to a pretty fast Lotus Orb, and now they can just back up. They farm with their Jug, and it kind of feels like the pressure starts to feel like it's on to PuckChamp to start to do something. They don't have the blink on Desperate either. He actually died twice now when he's been very close to it. So that's going to slow down a lot of the potential aggression for PuckChamp to be able to slow down this farm that VP is just going to sit back and be happy with. As
Melez looking pretty dead this time round. The Maledict's out, Death Ward as well. Put the stick charges, and actually Snowball as they try and turn towards Kingston. Melez, he'll still tick out to the Maledict.
I think Melez was telling Astral to, he was like, wait, let me come to the Snowball and try to tick me out of some damage.
He did stand next to him and didn't get picked up. I think he would have at least dodged one of the ticks, which may have been enough to keep him alive.
Nightfall heads up TP immediately after that stun does come out. They can't actually chain it. Spear was still on cooldown for Desperate. If he had Spear up, actually, they would have gotten that kill, but he used it to farm, I think.
VP getting away with another kill and not losing anything for it. Nightfall staying at the top with the farm.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
See if they're able to keep up with Ducalis. They've got the pressure coming in mid. PuckChamp. Look for this tier 1, starting to get a bit more aggressive with crit now.
GPK still pressuring bottom, and they have this ward as well. The Batrider's stepping up to stop him, but okay, he won't be able to. GPK will finish the TP. And they will finish the mid tower.
Yeah, Crit's pretty strong with the Radiance. As long as they can keep him alive, Ducalis can buff him up and get him in. They could use to aggressively fight with the Reincarnation.
Yeah, he's strong damage-wise, but he is unbelievably fragile. He has very little armor, and he's versus a Timber Saw, as well as heavy magic damage from the side of VP.
Oh,
they get the jump, though.
Yeah. Oh, right. A little bit slow on the response there. Nightfall, he just allows himself to get Wraithfire blasted. As there's no response from him at all. They will lose Mars in return. Finger comes out. Crit will die the once. But VP's having to back off. They've lost 2 of their members. I mean, he
didn't have vision.
Sure, I guess he just wasn't prepared at all. Fight not over quite yet. I'm going to jump back in onto Crit, and Crit, he actually is going to get bursted by VP, as VP see a chance to get back in, as PuckChamp hang around for a little too long. They might even lose more here, PuckChamp, as Ducalis is getting surrounded by GPK, TM, and Save. It's going to be another kill here for VP. Or Ducalis, yeah, they've got him. Melez trying to fight back, but with a step back up. Void Spirits away.
That was all right. There's a little thing that actually PuckChamp did there. So the Wraith King stunned from high ground, right? They smoke. He turned his Radiance off when he was walking in to get that stun connection. So it actually caught the Jug completely off guard because of that. So that was actually a really nice little play that PuckChamp did. But then, as I was mentioning, Crit, he has to understand what his power is still. What his power level is as this Wraith King. He's still very fragile. He walks in way too deep. There's so much magic damage that is going to be thrown onto him. I think he just felt that, and he's going to be more careful in the future.
Yeah, and just sticking around a little too long at the end of that fight, PuckChamp.
Yeah.
You know, they sort of get that big kill, get Kingslayer on top of it, and still up to hang around. And bottom lane, Melez, Omni Slash is back up, he's dead. And over to the side, Save and DM, they've got another catch. They've found Astral. And Astral, he'll try to escape it with a Snowball. DM's going to be sure to chase this, though. See, he's not letting Astral get away. VP getting out on top now with these kills, as even when PuckChamp makes a move, they're losing more for it in return. VP starting to get that lead up.
PuckChamp is completely ulti reliant, it feels like, with the team fight. Like, they have to have the Mars ulti up. They might even have to have like the lasso and everything up. VP, I don't feel like they're reliant on almost anything. Like maybe like an Astral Step. So they don't really have to worry about any of these fights going longer. Once these fights start taking too long, I feel like PuckChamp is at a huge disadvantage with what they're playing up against, with this Void Spirit just having an arsenal of spells. Same thing with DM, who's unkillable. We see he actually went for Pipe rather than going for finishing that Lotus Orb greedily. He's understanding that it's all magic damage really coming out. Even the Wraith King, this Radiance, if they just tank through the initial go, VP's gonna win the fight.
Oh, I'm gonna try for Roshan here, PuckChamp.
Okay.
We've got a little bit of time left on the DD. It's about to expire. I mean,
bit of a bold one.
The VP's not heading over quite yet, so we'll see if VP checks it out. They don't have any vision themselves, VP, around this area. So maybe
get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, VP's going to start something's up, and they're going to scan it. So VP know. Can they get there in time? PuckChamp, they're speeding it up. They've got to finish him off quickly.
Oh,
they're not even going to commit for it. They're too scared of VP being able to get in and fight them in the pit. They've actually stepped back for now, but Roshan is so low.
What the? Nightfall... Nightfall popped the healing ward. I think he was going to use it to scout. He like sent it into the pit for a second, but it will back up, and it's got the long cooldown, and they're going to get to go back in.
Yeah, VP just stepped right back. They didn't even try and make a move aggressively into the pit. As PuckChamp are probably a bit surprised themselves that they were allowed to walk back in and take it as they get the Aegis. Aegis on Desperate, ready for the next fight.
That looked like a conscious decision, though, right? VP was like, you know what?
They bailed on it.
It looks like they were like, we don't care about Roche. Do we care about Roche? No, we don't care about Roche, because they all just immediately backed away. So had to have been a conscious decision from VP to be able to think that, hey, we don't even care about playing versus it, as they're all still playing around each other looking for a fight. Mars having the Aegis, I think PuckChamp is realizing how important he is.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, you know, Crit, even if you give the Wraith King sort of like a third life in these fights, you know, sure, he's got 3 lives, everyone else has got 1, you know what I mean? And then if Crit gets isolated, everyone else is dead, then this Wraith King's not going to be too much of a challenge for VP to take down. But if they can split these resources, have Desperate with that second life, team fight definitely becomes a bit stronger at this stage, 20 minutes in.
He needs to get. I think the concept is just like he needs to get Arena off. If they don't get Arena off, they lose the fight completely. So he has to have a second way to at least attempt to get it off. As they're kind of stalking him. I've been watching DM, just kind of watching him. And speaking of DM, you know, he got the pipe, very tanky. He got the plate mail, even tankier. He got the item. He got the Nether Shawl, my favorite item in Dota 2. Very good, balanced item. That's Crit.
So they can take another one. Stun won't quite catch him. Save. Quite having the reach to get Crit on the way out. Just a recipe away from the BKB, Crit.
Full Solar Crest on the Tusk. So, okay, Wraith King is going to be pretty enabled. That's going to make him quite a bit tankier. Still very susceptible to all this magic damage that VP does have, and it's a lot of magic and control.
So VP. Oh yeah, DM's feeling confident just holding onto the tower here, showing himself. Melet's already scouting things out for the trees. He's going to be able to get the jump on save. Arena's down for Desperate. They're able to pin Witch Doctor over towards the wall. Kingslayer goes down. Melet's still alive, actually, as he's off to the side. They will chase him down with the Blade Fury, take him out, as it's the back gone, but they've lost both supports for this VP. Now move over towards Crit, bring down the Wraith King once. He's ready for round 2. Can they kill him off a second time? Desperate also coming in, has the stun, follow up onto the Jug. They've found Nightfall, focusing him over towards the side. Blade Fury's back up. Okay. It doesn't matter, they've got the physical damage to take him down. 3 dead on VP. Desperate very, very low. Is he able to blink out? He's away to the high ground, but GPK will hunt him down. Jumps in with the Astral Step. It's a cleanup by VP. DM getting the triple kill as PuckChamp, even with the Aegis, the reincarnation, it's just, they survive, they get some kills, they get Nightfall, fantastic stuff, but DM, there's just no chance. They can't kill this Timber.
No, look at DM spellcasts in the fights. 5 Whirling Deaths, 5 Timber Chains, 4 to 8 Chakrams of just returns and pullbacks, the pipe, everything. They get the jump on the line, but the rego of VP is just too fast. They get the control, the bat dies so quickly, and then they're just isolated. These tanky cores on the side of PuckChamp versus the even tankier cores of VP. And I think they're pretty fortunate to even get the Jug kill, I'll be honest with you. It was very close.
Yeah, the fight lasted long enough that he had another Blade Fury after this initial one you see here. And just, yeah, trying to do their best to take down heroes, ignore DM. But as you say, DM just able to land so many connections with this fight, especially happening around the tree line. And there's just too much to deal with. As these 5-on-5s are going to be so hard if they're not doing something about DM at the start of it all. But that's the problem when DM's on his Timber. They can't. I mean, what do they do? How do they stop this from happening again? How on earth do they deal with DM in these team fights?
Ban the Timber next game, that's how. Honestly, he's been so impressive on Timber in all of his games. That's why they're picking it like this, right? First two in so many of their drafts, it's like they just put it out there and they say, like, come at us. Yeah. Like the Batrider was picked to counter it. DM is 9-1-6. He's 15 of the 17 kills. His damage this game is insane. And his survivability too. He's kind of doing everything for the team. Items are perfect. He's got the Lotus Orb to counteract versus the Batrider to protect as well. Protect himself and his teammates. And then the pipe. It's perfect right now for DM.
Well, it definitely feels the sort of after we saw, well, you know, when we saw that second move around the outpost to try and kill DM where they got so close but didn't quite. It's you have that feeling then from that point on. It's like, well, they're never going to be able to do it again. They're not even going to get close to bring down this Timber. It really just has fallen into the realm where Timber is king in this game.
He is. He is the true king, and he has the shard. You know, DM, we asked him about the shard the other day, and he put a little cheeky smile on, saying, no, it's not that broken. This shard is so damn strong. The fact that it affects buildings now, too, got slightly nerfed versus heroes in the way that the slow got reduced, but this item it's so much damage. It's a 630 damage nuke if you sit inside the entire duration of it. So, pretty crazy for how little it can cost.
And PuckChamp.
And he's got Spell Amp.
They're going to try and have a punch at them here from the smoke. They have got the BKBs.
Yep, 2 of them, right? I don't think the third one's online just yet for Mellis, but they do have 2 BKBs on their cores. So it will be a lot easier versus Void Spirit and Timber and some of this control to at least get those spells up. But will they have the damage is the question.
Oh, that's the thing. Like, they could probably kill everybody else. But if they don't kill DM, DM's going to bring down quite a few of them in the fight. So, you know, as we saw last time, maybe even the whole team. So.
Yeah, and I think Mellis has to go for a higher priority target somehow. Like, he has to get, like, the Void Spirit or something in his lasso, because grabbing the Lion, it didn't feel effective in that last fight. As Mellis, he's spotted.
Yeah, they're going to be able to start the fight onto him. Mellis is gone, and DM's already Timber chaining up to the high ground. He's found the backline save, able to line up the stun onto the 2 of them. As they jump, he's burst down, he's controlling Desperate completely. Will commit with the BKB, but Chris having to use the rest of the BKB to TP out of there. Same for Desperate. They will get a couple of supports, and they will manage to keep their cause alive with these BKB TPs out. But these sort of trades, these fights, that they're not going to get PuckChamp ahead. And as these BKB durations begin to dwindle, it's you know, where do they go from here? Sure, they're only 2K behind, but how do they find some sort of a move that's going to be able to shake up VP?
It feels like a monumental difference in net worth. It does not feel like a 2K difference at the moment with the way these fights happen. Now the BKB, it's still on cooldown.
Yeah, Melez is trying to box over to help out, but Desperate is going to go down. And now Melez, what does he do here? He has got the rest of the team coming over. Okay, with a set up onto GPK. Have they got enough lockdown with the punch up? They do. So all things said and done, they'll certainly take that trade.
That's a big kill.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think that should be the BKB pretty much done on the Batrider there, so he'll have some more freedom of getting in to pick which target he does go for with these lassos now. That's not bad.
Oh, absolutely. And as you say, yeah, with the tricore BKB, they can head in, press it, ignore the supports, get themselves completely on top of, yeah, probably as you mentioned, GPK, maybe Nightfall second up if they can catch him before the Blade Fury. And then they can eliminate at least that core, you know, to start off the action if they can walk in with the BKBs.
That's what they need to do, though. They're going to have a pretty big number advantage in the fights to be able to solve the problem of this Timber Saw. So now they do have that potential. They can chain stun, but they have to chain stun it. They have to make sure that they do it properly. If they're going to go for the lasso play on GPK, they have to drop the arena. They have to spear him to the wall. They have to throw everything onto that initial target. And they have a gem now, so it's harder for them to get the jump as well, as it does feel like PuckChamp, they have to get a perfect jump for them to have a good team fight versus what VP does have right now. So this gem on the Jug, who is pretty much immortal, it feels like, in this game.
He does have Nightfall having a, not necessarily the most action from him. 2, and 7 has missed out on most of the kills being brought, but his farm been impeccable. He's been doing exactly what he needs to do to get the win in the bag.
they can never chain stun him. The S and Y plus the sliver now, he's got enough status resist that he'll always be able to get something off afterwards. Yeah, he's so tanky. They're going to try.
Let's see. Let's see what they can do. Their Wraith King's in trouble, though, as that's crit down once. Again, they've got the arena, but they're focusing Kingslayer. They'll kill the support, but the Omni Slash comes out to crit. That's crit gone. They've taken down both supports, but again, that's just not going to be anywhere near good enough here against VP, as VP will happily lose Save and Kingslayer at the start of every fight, because they know that their 3 cores will clean up easily without the support backup now at this stage, as it just doesn't matter. This Lion and Witch Doctor, they're going to be laughing all the way to the grave every single team fight. They're happy to die.
I think Save, I honestly, I feel like the 2 of them are the only ones that are getting pinned to the wall now in these bigger team fights that are happening. They're such a nuisance that PuckChamp is putting that much focus on them, and yeah, 3 cores now with absolute free reign, and poor Wraith King just, did he even get his BKB up? I think he just dies before even able to do so.
And now this happens. A set of racks at least here for VP.
Look at it burn. Look at that Timber burn down those buildings with the flamethrower.
You see nice little tips there between Save and Kingslayer. Sort of that mutual, you know, yep, this is how our game is and we don't care. You know, we'll happily die for the team in each of these fights.
Yeah, he's like, Kingslayer, you know, you have 7 deaths, so you're doing a better job than I am of dying first in the fight. So I'm going to tip you out. Good job, my man. I love it. They're definitely feeling so good about this game. Like, Nightfall's died twice, but you know he's never dying again because the status resist and how tanky he is. Same thing for DM. The cores are now having just a free, fluid game on the side of VP. This looks like they're grouped up. They're ready for another battle.
Let's see if they can get something other than Kingslayer or Save.
Oh.
Crash.
VP's got the high ground here right now, too. They're all smoked up.
Well, this is sort of thinking time for VP. Is this something they'll be thinking about right now? They'll be like, there's a high chance PuckChamp is making this smoke movement?
Definitely. Look how grouped they all are. Like, everyone's farming the same area. They're all ready for the battle coming to them. This is going to be a tough one for PuckChamp.
You don't want to go up these steps.
You're going to reveal, too, immediately. No. That's the thing. It's like, they're going to show. Save is going to be able to pick and choose who he goes for, or if he wants to back up and reset and let his cores do the first move. They've got so many options. And GPK, he can actually start the fight now for his team because he has A on disc.
No,
he's not going to die on this. Oh, God, let's see.
Don't go up there. Don't do it. Crit, don't do it. What are you doing? He's gone up. He's down the once. They get the arena down.
Lasso.
See if they can take down Nightfall. They are controlling the joke, but he's so tanky. They can't kill him. Nightfall's able to put the Blade Fury. They turn over towards the 2 of them. They're taken down Astral, Dekalis, and Desperate. Crit's got to run. Pulled back by the Remnant. As they went up the stairs, folks.
They went up the stairs. Yeah. They did. And it's... You know, this time they tried, though. They tried to catch Nightfall with all the disables, but the status resist, and he gets Lotus Storm, and he's still like half HP. He's able to easily just finish up the fight. It's tough. It was tough.
But honestly, you know, the opening, the first 10 minutes, PuckChamp, they gave it a good shot. And, you know, this was a game where they tried something a little unorthodox. They bring in the bat. Had a good early start, but of course, difficulties in terms of playing its game down the line. And as you said, I think they're going to be looking at this game, and you think you've got to really just seriously consider. You have to even make sure you have a draft that can deal with a Timber, kill a Timber, or just ban DM's Timber against VP.
I think you might just ban it. Like, VP's just so comfortable playing around it, and like that move in the jungle was kind of everything for me, right? They didn't kill him. He's 15-1-10. His itemization is flawless for what he's up against. And yeah, it's just been VP just playing perfectly around this massive Timber Saw the whole game.
PuckChamp, they'll give it another shot.
The last hurrah.
Let's see what they can do. One more shot really here for PuckChamp. So maybe they can time the Roche steal. Let's get it low.
GPK's in already.
And GPK's already starting to play with them, stopping them from being able to jump in. As VP, they take down Roche. They get the Aegis on Nightfall. They'll instantly bring down Crit the once. They'll lose Save, but again, they don't care because Desperate goes down. VP, they'll be able to now turn and focus towards Crit. Crit trying to run, but the stun from Save catches him as the BKB comes to an end. And it's going to be another team wipe here. Triple kill for Nightfall. GG is called as VP will take this game 1